This is Oulton Park in Cheshire, and we're here for rounds 7 and 8 of the MB4U.com British Superbike Championship. I think I know how Neil Hodgson and Chris Walker feel after their fantastic rides in the World Superbike Championship just 7 days ago at Donington Park. They've been on top of the world all week, but now it's down to earth at a bump here in Oulton Park because, yes, they are on the front row, but it's John Reynolds who's stolen pole position. Championship leader John Reynolds is looking every bit as sharp as the year he won the title back in 1992, and to prove it, he's on pole. Well, in the afternoon when the rains came down, it was former champion Neil Mackenzie who was quickest on the number 7 Ducati, clearly his experience coming into play in very bad conditions. And there we are, qualifying, Reynolds on pole, Walker, Hislop, Hodgson completing the front row. Then it's Hayden, Mackenzie did well in 6th, Plater and Paul Young. Crawford, Byrne, Rutter and Brown make up row 3, and James Toseland on the Honda on row 4. Well, happy he needs to be because he's got some determined men alongside. Watch the traffic lights at the top, they go to green. The first right-hander is Old Hall, and a rocket start for Chris Walker, number 2 on the Suzuki, but slotting into 2nd place, his arch rival Neil Hodgson, number 4 on the INS Ducati. So it's Hodgson in 2nd, championship leader Reynolds, number 3 in 3rd, as they sweep now away through the left-handers along Lakeside, Island Bend, heading up now towards the right-hander. This is Island Bend. The right-hander after that will be the Shell Oil's turn. A very, very steeply cambered Hodgson has taken the lead. So Neil Hodgson puts the Ducati in front. Walker looking at the inside. Reynolds cannot afford to let them get away. Tucked into 4th place, it's number 5, James Hayden. And back in front is Chris Walker. He does not, Roger, does he miss an opportunity?
Neil Hodgson did something then with his left hand at Shell Oil's hairpin there, which caused him to lose a little bit of time. Chris Walker back in front, but obviously the first lap and early stages in this race as they come down now to Knickerbrook. And this is the incident whereby Neil Hodgson got past Chris Walker. This is Island Bend, 4th gear, believe it or not, 130 miles an hour through there with the left knee touching the road. Obviously then very important to get the right line back into Shell Oil's hairpin. This is the slowest corner on the circuit, 1st gear corner here. This is where you see perhaps Hodgson's left hand comes off the bar, he takes a tear off, so obviously something's disturbed him and got on that visor during the early part of that lap.
Hodgson doing an admirable job, and they are side by side. It's Walker, Hodgson though, round Island Bend again. That is Hodgson's favourite left-hander. He is mightily quick round there at the right-hand hairpin. He's got to stay tight, defend that line. If he leaves it too wide, through again will go the Suzuki of Walker. But now heading down towards Fulston's chicane. It's a left, left flick. Hodgson now riding a defensive line, clipping the apex. Again, the left-handed apex, staying very tight. Let's see how they measure up for speed. Roger, this was close.
Well, Chris Walker there moved onto the part of the track where he knew Hodgson was going to try and come past, so that forced Hodgson really onto a tight line.
But if you're wondering where 5th in the championship Steve Hislop is, I can tell you he's running strongly in 5th place, qualified on the front row, of course. He's using new clutches this weekend, which hopefully will help him downshift, change down on the Yamaha quicker. But he's not on the pace with these 2 men at the front. A twitch from the number 4 Ducati as Neil Hodgson peels in to Old Hall, away down the avenue. Over the brow of the hill, going slightly right towards the left-hander of Cascades. This is where Ray Stringer crashed so dramatically a few years ago on the Ducati, fortunately without injury. That's one thing about the safety aspect of modern road racing. Good runoff areas. It gives the riders confidence. It gives them the enthusiasm and the drive to ride absolutely 150%. And you will not see men go around Oulton Park quicker than you are these 2 men at the moment. Again, that slightly wide line by Hodgson, opening the door, throwing just a little invitation to Chris Walker. And as I've said, Chris Walker does not need too many invitations. Through Fulston's on the final lap, about 1.5 miles to go. Is Chris Walker, another tail-ender, another privateer ahead of these men. Is Chris Walker going to be able to capitalise? He's closing on the back of Neil Hodgson, charging hard now into Knickerbrook at the bottom. Then away they will go over Clay Hill, rising over the top under the bridge. The back marker very sensibly moving to the right-hand side of the track. Druids, the right-hander of Druids, in the trees here at Oulton Park. It's Walker right behind Hodgson under the bridge. Still more tail-enders ahead. Which side is Chris Walker going to go? He's on the outside. Can he cut back and get the drive out of the turn? That's what he's going to go for. He's going to go to Hodgson's right, get the power on, through and over Dearly. Look at Walker side by side, his knee into Hodgson. He's drifting a touch wide, but Neil Hodgson gets it by a gnat's whisker. That was very, very close indeed, and a riveting closing lap. Confirmation of Hodgson's win. Reynolds was third. Hayden Hislop got fifth, just marginally ahead of Steve Plater on the Kawasaki, and seventh for James Toseland.
My goal is to win the championship, and every time I'm sat on the line, I'm more nervous than I've ever been before. You know, it's all new to me, is this. I've never really fought for a championship before. It's so exciting. I'm loving the racing. The INS Ducati is absolutely awesome. Just, you know, I press the button and it's on autopilot. I'm enjoying myself so much.
Well, he has every right to, because he now has a 3-point lead in the championship. That's Hodgson's second win in the series. Well, John Reynolds, of course, will really be trying too, because he's just lost his championship lead. Reynolds starts from pole position, but it's Chris Walker who gets the whole shot again from the word go. Old Hall, the weather, oh, the curb cam shot, absolutely fantastic. A full grid, 36 riders. The weather has been very kind to us here at Oulton Park. Clouds have threatened, but they've gone away, and the sun is now out with a vengeance. A good start by Steve Hislop on the red number 8 Yamaha. He's in third place. Chris Walker leads, where this time is Neil Hodgson. Not such a good start for the number 4 Ducati rider. Walker now getting away. Is this the opportunity Chris Walker needs? He leads now by something like 5 machine lengths from John Reynolds, who is in second. It's Hislop, number 8, in third. Hodgson up to fourth. Neil Hodgson already making amends for that pretty sluggish start in fourth place through Fulston chicane. Chris Walker, a bit of cement dust on the track there from an earlier incident. That's there to dry up the oil. Hodgson going well to the right, our left, your right, of everyone as they come over Hilltop, through the bottom, through Knickerbrook, powering now up over Clay Hill. Chris Walker leading. He wants to get as much space, of course he does, between himself and the pursuing bunch. And the man who's threatening right now is number 3, John Reynolds. And a privateer crash. That's Dave Redgate, but the rider is okay. A little bit unhappy, a little bit knocked about, but he's okay. It's necessitated the pace car. The rules here mean that the riders must not take advantage of this situation. They have to circulate behind the car in the order in which they were prior to the car coming out on the track. When the lights go off, the car heads for pit lane, the race is back on, and there'll be a green flag on the start finish. Away they go. But of course this situation allows everyone to bunch up. It does mean that Hislop is much closer in third place to Reynolds, and what's more, Hodgson might well have the opportunity to get through the traffic.
Well, one thing that the pace car does do is it worries the riders because their tyres cool down. As you can imagine, these tyres they're all on Dunlop tyres at the front, and these tyres do cool down quite considerably when they're not pushed to their limit. So I'd imagine that this next lap, or in fact this one and the one after, may be reasonably steady by comparison to the other laps, so that they get the tyres back up to speed. But it does give the riders chance to bunch up, chance to collect their thoughts, but the race is now back on, and it's still Walker at the front. There we have a shot of the intercoms that the teams use, and they're all in radio contact with each other, signalling from around the circuit. The guys get on their pit boards the latest information, and those intercoms provide them. But it's now back with the action. There you can see the 2 Ducatis with Hodgson and Mackenzie. And Mackenzie's riding exceptionally well. Mackenzie's found some form this weekend. He was the quickest in the wet training throughout the whole weekend, and he's really found some form.
By his own admission, he's not adapted to the Ducati as quickly as he would have hoped, and he spent half an hour out on the Donington circuit after the World Superbike round with some new settings. That certainly seems to have paid off, because he's really giving Neil Hodgson a hard time, as indeed is John Reynolds giving race leader Chris Walker a hard time. But Walker would appear at face value to be in a much more comfortable position in this race, although if you can ever be comfortable when you're racing a superbike at these colossal speeds, then I don't know. But certainly 5 machine lengths tell the story. Chris Walker out for a win here. The leathers flapping. Chris Walker seems to wear his leathers slightly bigger than anyone else. I think he likes the freedom of movement. He needs that for his all-action motocross style, and that's where his roots were. Reynolds is making a move on Walker. into the lead at Island Bend goes John Reynolds, and Walker's fighting back. He doesn't give up easily, does he, Chris Walker? Of course he doesn't. Is he going to keep it tight here at the hairpin? Oh yeah, a spurt of flame from the exhaust of the Suzuki as he backed down 3 gears for that one. Away he goes now towards Oulton. The Suzuki people have also got a television monitor, and this is the team, of course, that Neil Hodgson represents, the INS Ducati team. They've seen their man have 1 win today. Is he going to make it 2? He's certainly taking 3rd place from James Hayden. So Hayden relegated to 4th, and I have to say Hayden has ridden a remarkable season so far. He's stayed on the bike, he's got his head in gear, he's cool, calm, collected. He can only build on that, Roger.
Well, Hodgson's the fastest man on the track. As we've seen, he's come from 2.5 seconds behind Walker at one stage to catch up to visibly what we can see now, and it's obviously less than a second as the 3 of them are all line astern coming round into the Shellall's hairpin. Now, with 2 laps to go, it's going to be anybody's guess as to who's going to win this. It's nice to see that there's 4 at the front, 3 Ducatis with the Suzuki, and they all are in with a shout, believe me. And the most important thing is to get a plan together so that you're not having to fight into the last corner.
Well, these are the 5 men who've really shown the way all season, Mackenzie being the exception, but of course Hodgson there was coming under pressure again from Hayden. Hayden doesn't give up early. Chris Walker will know that this battle's going on behind him. He's got privateers, tail enders again behind him. Is he going to be able to capitalise and do exactly what Neil Hodgson did to him in round 7, the first race here at Oulton Park, and that's thread his way through cleanly? Next time round it will be the penultimate lap, so they've got about 5 miles to go, and my eyes are on Hodgson. The crowd here are on their toes, but Reynolds is desperate to get the championship lead. Their determination is without question, and the ability, as the sun shines on them here for 2.7 miles going into the last lap here at Oulton Park, is going to be a startling performance, I'm sure. Walker will do everything within his power to keep the 2 men behind him. James Hayden, fair credit to him, has ridden well, and it's Hodgson making a move at his favourite Island Bend. He is good round here. He's extremely good, but he's caught up in the traffic. Walker's going with him. Chris Walker all the way, hugging the back wheel of... Oh, he's touched! He hit Neil Hodgson. There was a bit of elbow bashing there again. That's the 2nd time today that Chris Walker dived up the inside, and in fairness to him, it would appear that Neil Hodgson left a little bit of room there for him, so the opening was there, and I've said before, he needs no second beckoning. Hodgson on the right-hand side of your picture, number 4, the number 2 Suzuki of Chris Walker. Away they go into Knickerbrook. They'll get the power on now, away over Clay Hill. How does he hold this? Is it going to be defensive? What's going to happen? I've no idea. Away they go again through the woods. I'm asking Roger Burnett a rhetorical question there, because the action is unfolding on the track here as they go through Druids, down through the dip. They come up towards Lodge this time. Hodgson's hard on the outside. Oh, it's another contact, but miraculously Chris Walker stayed on. They're both in the gravel. That's at everyone's... Oh, Walker's down. Chris Walker's down. Hodgson has kept his bike running. That's incredible stuff. And it's a Reve Racing 1-2 for John Reynolds and James Hayden. The persistence paid off. Startling scenes, incredible jubilation for that team, but woe and despair for poor Chris Walker. Equally, Neil Hodgson, we have yet to see where Hodgson finished. Chris Walker, oh, but Reynolds got the win.
Well, to be fair, I mean, I don't really know exactly what happened. I was going, defending my line down the inside just like Neil did in the first race, and I braked, where just so I could definitely not run wide around the corner like Neil did. I had a real good chance of passing him in the first race, and his Ducati's a little bit faster than mine, so I knew if I made the same mistake, he'd beat me to the dash to the line. So I just, braked and, was braking down, and he came alongside me as soon as I braked, and just started turning in, far too early for the corner.
Well, there's never a dull moment in superbike racing. Reynolds and Hayden, it's a Reve 1-2. Mackenzie back on the rostrum, good to see. Hislop 4th. Toseland, a brilliant 5th on the SP1 Honda. And in actual fact, a Suzuki protest meant that Neil Hodgson was docked 36 seconds, the net result of which he was bumped back to 14th place behind Chris Walker. Reynolds then 20 points clear of Hodgson in the championship. Hayden in 3rd, Walker is 4th.